Try as I may to include the opinions of my friends and other strippers whose voices I hear on stripper-only forums I'm a part of, I can only offer one authentic voice on any kind of stripper topic. I'm trying to change this, and if you're a stripper with a YouTube who would be interested in doing a collaboration, please comment. I have a lot of fun ideas for how we can do this without anyone having to travel. In the meanwhile, I'd like to talk about some major things that strippers disagree about. Number 1. The biggest thing that strippers disagree about is whether or not there should be extras in clubs. This means anything illegal, from illegal touching to full-service sex work. Some dancers willingly provide these services in the club, or to select clients outside who they meet in the club. For dancers who do not do this, this can become a big problem because they feel that they struggle to sell rooms and dances when their competition is doing more. They may also deal with customers trying to bully or force them into doing more because those expectations exist, endangering their safety. Girls who do not do extras use a lot of terms like dirty or clean to describe clubs that have girls that do or do not do extras, but these terms can be a little ugly. It's very reasonable to want to work in a place where your boundaries are respected, but not okay to put down full-service sex workers. It's also never okay to assume that what one dancer is willing to do is what another dancer is willing to do, and that is on the customer. Number 2. A less nasty disagreement is over preference of stage club versus dance club. This is a personal preference thing, but also tends to run along the lines of race. Some clubs, often those with more non-white dancers and patrons, are more stage-focused. These clubs often feature multiple poles and dancers who know how to use them, and do incredible floor work to earn hundreds of dollars in ones and twos without ever actually doing a lap dance. Some of these clubs are in places where lap dances are even illegal. On the other hand are lap dance and champagne room or VIP room focused clubs, many of whom have many dancers of color, but some of which won't hire more than a certain number of Black or Hispanic dancers. These clubs probably have stage shows where you can make a few bucks, but most of the money is made in the laps of the customers. Some dancers prefer to work at the stage clubs because of the diversity, the distance from customers, or their skill sets. While some girls prefer to work at private dance clubs because they prefer to do that work or they aren't as strong on stage. Number 3. Helping new girls is a topic that I've covered before on this channel. When I posted that video on various forums, I got responses like, "This is so important, it keeps girls from being taken advantage of," and "I always help new girls, I wish someone who would have helped me." I also got comments like, "I'll do it, but only if she pays me for my time and expertise," and one on Reddit that simply said, "No." Many girls did not like letting go their hard-won secrets for free, or helping out the competition. But others realized that the real enemy in the club is never the competition, it's those who would take advantage of us. Number 4. Some dancers use drugs while working, while the vast majority do not. More dancers drink while working, often drinks bought for them by customers. Some dancers can't imagine working sober, because being bubbly and entertaining all night is really hard that way. Other dancers feel that sobriety is the key to safety in this industry, and would never compromise that. Number 5. A weird little argument that I have seen in the industry is how authentic to be with your customers. Some dancers feel that they are doing a sacred ritual when they are doing their work, a form of sex therapy, and pour all of their real selves and emotions into it. Other dancers feel like they are being paid to create something completely artificial for their customers, a world in which he is king for as long as he is spending money. Or, slave boy, if that's what he's into. At any rate, this doesn't necessarily show up too much for the customer, but it vastly affects the way the dancer sees herself. It also creates a divide among dancers. The fantasy creators have kind of an eye roll for the sacred sex workers, while the sacred ones see the fantasy creators as kind of ripping off the customer a little. Number 6. In the vein of how authentic to be is how much to tell. Some dancers create elaborate personas to keep themselves safe, making up stories about where they live and what they do with their lives, and concealing any partners or kids. Other dancers will tell you where they went to high school, what part of town they live in, what color car they have, and leverage their children for more money, even giving out names and ages. I personally find this very dangerous. Number 7. Quite a few dancers get plastic surgery, and there is some debate about whether the money that is invested and the time off required is made back in the club. It's pretty much accepted that a breast augmentation is worth the initial expenditure, but since that surgery needs to be redone every few years, forever, it's kind of unclear whether it's worth it in the long run. And it can be hard to gauge whether things like Botox injections make a difference, whether they're even being noticed by men in a semi-dark club. Number 8. The last set of disagreements is really a set of them. Pickup techniques. Things like how long to sit with a customer who hasn't bought a dance, how much to give away in the hopes of luring a dance, and what to do in a basic dance. Every single dancer has her own lines in these places, and that's totally okay. So there are 8 topics that, when you hear me talk about them, you should know that there are a lot of disagreement on, and my voice is only one of many. I know I missed several. Can you think of any? Leave them in the comments. And if this video, or any of my videos, leaves you with more questions than answers, leave those in the comments. It's my plan to do an Ask Me Anything style video on stripper topics in the very near future. If I don't receive enough questions, I will respond to comments. Here is my video about helping new girls that I referenced earlier. In the description is my Linktree with all the places to find me. Please check it out, especially if you're a dancer who would like to be featured on this channel. If you are, you can contact me via my Facebook. Much love.